Welcome to a War Selection Team Deathmatch. Now, I had this game because I actually quite enjoyed it. It was a little bit difficult. It was a little bit hard for me to actually play this game because of my spawn location. Now, we're actually going to change it up a little bit. The colors. So, this is my spawn location. As you can see, it is a 8v8, and the reason I find this game interesting was because a lot of my own team quit the game. They just completely quit the game. And my spawn location was so good, but also so bad at the same time. Because if you can see where I'm spawned at, it is a complete mountaintop. Now, this has like an enormously good defensive location. Like, enormously good defensive location in my game. But the downside is the fact I had very little to build, and I basically had to just cut down all the trees of where I was. But we're going to go ahead and skip the game and see where it goes. Right here, you see the other player who is across from me also decided to... Also was set up on a mountain, and he was actually smart. He actually built these walls, and these walls actually stopped me. You're going to see that a little bit later. You're going to see that a little bit later. Once I build on my army. As you see, my army is right here. I decided to go ahead. And as you see, I'm literally walking back and forth. And I was so confused as to why my troops are walking back and forth so much, even though I told them to go this way. Because I did not know he actually built a wall. As you can see, this is my point of view. So I literally just spent the entire time like, what the hell is going on? And then I was able to figure out, oh, he built a wall, which is why my troops aren't going through. So I decided, let's put my troops here, see if we can destroy it, do something. Meanwhile, on this side, the southern front, again, these players are also advancing, but I see Iron Shield is currently building up defenses. It doesn't really save him. I don't know why he built all this, but anyways, a lot of here, I realized, oh, I can't do anything. I decided to just go all the way around to try and help my friend over here. You see this guy's being attacked. I think he's about to die soon. And there he goes. My army arrived too, but by the time I realized, oh, he's dead, I decided to just pull my troops all the way back. Just realized, this is a really nice island. I want that island. Now, I originally intended to just go all the way around here, and I think that is what I'm going to do. Yeah, right here. I go all the way around. Completely skipping everything, run straight through all the way. It's really nice. And I'm actually making good advances because all my units are upgraded. A lot of them are upgraded, and all he has is archers. Meanwhile, I have a mixture of both archers and pikemen. So I immediately go in to try and destroy as much as possible. I go for the workers. Go for the forge. Go for everything. And I actually do a pretty good job destroying a lot of his units and structures. As you see, some of his friends come to support him, which really slow me down. A lot of my archers and spearmen die. And in the end, they couldn't really do much. But I did do enough damage, like his forge and some barracks, and some of his workers. So that's really good. Meanwhile, on the northern front, this is going on. They're just having a parlay right now. Both sides just fighting one another. Nothing really special here. Anyways, right here, I make it to the medieval age. I go Eastern Europe, and I am so glad I went Eastern Europe. I am so glad I went Eastern Europe, because I finally were able to build these catapults, and the units that Eastern Europe gives me are just too good to pass up in this specific game. Meanwhile, down here, they decide to finally push up and start attacking. They start battling. Seems like that my teammate's going to win. Meanwhile, I'm going to go back to me. Meanwhile, down here. Now, this was a fight I genuinely believed that I would have trouble with. Because these guys had both sit packs and Oglin archers and European archers. And I'm just like, oh, crap, this is going to be bad. But because of his Oglins were blocking his sit packs, they could not attack me. As you see, they had to go all the way around, and they were just going one by one into my archers. Unfortunately, my catapults did kill a lot of my own men, but it doesn't really matter. Because they were all dead. I see, same thing. I finally push up more. Doing a pretty good job at this point. Again, my catapult's doing work. I destroy some more structures going in. And finally, I have some teammates to come and save me, to come help me out a little bit. They didn't do really good because they're just basic horsemen, but, you know, what can you do? As long as he's doing something. Right here, I get a bunch of militiamen. Again, this is one of the units. Meanwhile, my teammate goes in with the cavalry, starts going attacking the workers. Attacking more, actually goes off. I don't know what he does, actually. All right, we're going back to me. And right here, I decided to go full force, just destroy everything. Now, I do know he has these. He has the medieval. So I just wait till my catapults pull up and start hammering him down. Meanwhile, I tried to break him with my archers, but it didn't matter. I didn't have to break him. I just completely destroyed him. But on the downside, however, is the fact that all of his allies decide, hey, our teammate's dead. Let's come and actually help him. So they sent a swarm of Eastern Asian pikemen, Europeans, Oglins, sit packs, everything. Everything. And they are just decimating. Of course, I have these militiamen to try and thin the tide a little bit, to try and like soak it up so my archers can live just a little bit longer. It really did nothing. It did nothing in the end. I realized, this isn't good at all. Like, I did do a lot of damage, but there was no way I can destroy this army. As you can see, I actually do a pretty decent job at destroying his army. Like, all the units they had, and against my ragtag group of veterans, they actually did pretty good. But, of course, there was nothing I could do in the end. I had to build up my army again. And I was struggling. The reason I was struggling so much was because of how the resources were at my base. I couldn't build everywhere. I had so many mountains that I just could not build warehouses near them. Like, I tried building warehouses here. I couldn't build them anywhere. So I had to, like, go out really far to get a constant flow of resources. As you can see, like, these guys, they're all working here. Now, I thought I could build here, but I couldn't only build right here, and it was so annoying. Meanwhile, my ally is coming here with his pikemen and his, what is this? Squatties. Yeah. Going in, they're attacking, and I said, okay, you know, he's attacking, I can give some, there's some good opportunities here. So I go in with swarms of my militiamen, and I immediately go for the catapults. I don't bother going for the towers because the towers are completely useless. They can't be destroyed. But if I could just take out his armies and his trebuchets, then I could break him. Now, luckily, thankfully, my ally actually brought grenadiers up here, which helps so much. Because my catapults had to go all the way around, and I really did not want to spend time on my catapults going all the way around. But thankfully, because of that, I was able to at least save most of my military and push my catapults all the way up to this main guy's base, Max's base. Now, meanwhile, what's also going on is this guy is currently attacking by the sea, which is very good. But the problem is he didn't do anything with the sea. Like, he did nothing. He's, like, he knows his ships are here, but he did nothing with the sea, which is so annoying. I guess he was just attacking the fishing boats, but... Ugh. Meanwhile, I think I was. Oh yeah, I remember. I was so focused on these Fugos, I completely forgot to push my troops forward. So while his army was going forward, mine was currently building air defenses to deal with all these Fugos. I don't even know where these Fugos are going. I think they were going for me, but it could have been something else. I need to go Japan again. I haven't gone Japan in a long time. Just for the Fugos. God. Anyways, I finally push up. As you can see, Max is still in Medieval 1. As you can see from these warehouses, he's still in Medieval 1. He's not in Medieval 2. So I was able to just go ahead and push through, not having to worry too much about it. But I just sent my mission to just soak up the damage. I should have sent them to attack these trebuchets, but I wasn't paying attention. And we see these guys going in. And of course we have a bunch of Turkish soldiers, samurais. Yep, a bunch of Turkish soldiers going in. I got a bunch of my own soldiers and I decided to just swarm them. Now these Turkish, I think the Turkish cannon's got a serious range buff. I don't know if they got a serious range buff or something, because they just seem stronger than they normally were in the past. Before they didn't seem as strong, but now it seems like Turkish units are way stronger. But it doesn't matter. I start building up my forces again using howitzers and soldiers, Russian soldiers. Meanwhile, this guy is going in with his trench mortars. Start just going through, and he actually has a solid defensive line. Again, I finally pushed with my soldiers, and thankfully I did, because I was able to push my troops up, but it doesn't. But because of all these rocket cannons, man, these rocket cannons actually held me back just a little bit. As you can see here, I tried running up with partisans and Russian soldiers to try and like catch them out of range. As you see, they like their range is limited, but because there was just so many of them, I just struggled so much. As you see, he's pushing up here with all his rocket cannons. He's actually shooting his own units. Oh, and right here, we got France defending our ally, or dead ally now. French planes. Still good. Right here, he moves his rocket cannons all the way here, which gives me the perfect opportunity. I was like, oh, sweet. This is a perfect opportunity to push up because of how close his rocket cannons came, giving me time. But I didn't run up all the way. It took my ally over here, Ninja, to finally come in and like help me out. And he actually does a pretty good job at destroying. As you see, he destroys a few of them. Gives me enough time to bring death scythes, which were so good, and more partisans up front. And then right here, I realized, okay, we got to get them up close. So because of Ninja over here, I was able to bring all my troops all the way really close. Up right here, he goes in. I'm not. Well, I see he's getting really close, but I'm not really worried because of his forces are not strong enough to break through mine. Even though he has mortars, cannons, and rockets, as long as I kept pumping in more and more troops into the front, he could not hold. Because again, these are Russian soldiers and partisans. I did not give a shit. But it doesn't matter either, because right here, my ally comes in with some French planes and just bombs them to oblivion. Yeah, right here. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right here, after that he was able to do that, I was fully capable at that point to start maxing out my troops. Now, I actually do have a food problem. As you can see in the top right, I have a massive food problem. And I attempt to solve that by getting a shit ton of workers onto the food situation. Because I was heavily reliant on these boats for most of my food. But not my farm. Goes in. As you see, I go in finally with my... Oh, by the way, I make it to IR2 here and just throw grenades at the barracks to try and reduce the amount of troops. But because of the sheer amount of trench mortars, of just mortars actually, just mortars, just total, just completely all mortars. The sheer amount of them was just a lot. But my ally comes in with armored cars. And goes in and destroys. I see he completely destroys the army, which gives me just enough time to once again build an entirely fresh new army. Chuck filled with partisans, death scythes, and T-34s. And what a wonderful army this was. Look at that. And more Russian soldiers. Oh, God. You give Russia enough time, they will come back with a new army every 10 seconds. I think that was I think that's my favorite thing about Russia. You give them enough time, they're going to be a threat. Right here, again, he destroys my army. Doesn't even matter. I come back with a fresh new army with balloons to boot. New partisans, new soldiers, T-34s, and I just get ready to go again. And this time, I'm not stupid. I actually run up with all my soldiers instead of just partisans, and I just start chucking grenades everywhere. T-34s, balloons to deal with all the artillery. Just going one by one. Ah, what a beautiful fucking sight. And here's Japan also. There goes Japan, and there's actually two more. There's another Japan and another abstract that's sitting there. Just a beautiful all around. Meanwhile, we have French planes going in from the coastlines, just bombing everything. Meanwhile, over here, we got a bunch of planes bombing stuff. I don't know why this guy brought planes here when there's a massive army here. Honestly, listen, if your front lines is being pushed, don't send your planes all the way out on another side, on another field. Okay, if you notice your front lines getting pushed, then you want to use your planes to push back the front lines. Right here, completely destroyed. Now this guy actually just destroys everything he owns, as it's just a form of like surrender. So I just go in and finish him off. And we're shooting fireworks. Yep. Honestly, it was a good game. I liked it. It was fun. The map was really interesting. As you can see, the map was interesting. Wow. You know, I'm actually getting a deeper... You know what? The map is good. The map is interesting. I really did like my position because of the natural defenses. But the problem I had was the fact I could not build anywhere specifically without destroying entire tree lines. Which I guess is okay. The biggest problem, again, like I said, was the defensive, the map. Sorry, the map terrain, but also the fact that a lot of my players quit. There was actually a few people that quit in the middle of the game, and they weren't killed either. There was actually one that was Oni, and then this guy over here I know died, but there was actually I think 2 players that quit in the middle of the game. Which kind of like severely evened out the game, which I was disappointed about because I was actually kind of nervous that something would have happened. Meanwhile, these things are just moving. I didn't even know this guy had them. Interesting. What is this? Oh, this is the... forgot this is Iran. Anyways, like I was saying, it was a good game. Hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you all next time.